It is a sold-out crowd tonight at Minute Maid Park as the Houston Astros continue this homestand. The Astros so far are 5-1 on this 11-game homestand. Tonight is Game 3 of a 4-game series against the Oakland A's. Crazy finish to last night's game in 11 innings. The A's come in 10 games over 500. They are in third place in the AL West. The Astros 30 games over in first place. Hi, everybody, and welcome. Todd Callis alongside Jeff Blum. Blummer, so far these two teams have split the first two games of this 4-game set. Last night was a wild one, and Alex Bregman has been a part of some very unusual walk-offs this year.
I completely agree. He's had some traditional ones where he's been very good, but I know that he's going to show up into that all-star clubhouse and explain to everybody he's clutch. And this is our Get Out and Play segment brought to you by Toyota. High pop fly about 20 feet in front of home plate. Ends up being a game-winning hit, driving in Derek Fisher. We had a hard time explaining that one. This one's even harder. The foul ball that ended up being fair, and then all of a sudden Alex Bregman goes Neo from Matrix, makes himself invisible, avoids the tag. Luke Roy, the veteran catcher, panics, and all kinds of excitement ensue. I couldn't believe it when I saw it 3 times on replay.
That game went from a 4-0 lead in the 9th to a 4-4 game into extra innings. The A's took the lead, and then the Astros came back with those 2 in the bottom half of the 11th. Oh, by the way, against the guy who had 20 straight saves in Blake Trinan.
When you're playing winning baseball, you get breaks like this. It's just amazing that now the Oakland A's are the team that are wearing every break that the Astros get.
So we'll get ready for Game 3 tonight with Lance McCullers Jr. on the mound as the Astros were celebrating last night. As we'll have a little baseball for you with Chris Barrett on the mound for the A's, or Chris Bassett on the mound for the A's right around the corner. Brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. A's and Astros getting ready for Game 3 of this 4-game series. Lance McCullers Jr. on the mound. Julian Morales next on Lance versus the A's.
Fans are looking to see the Astros try and move ahead of the A's in this series, getting the win last night. Lance McCullers Jr. on the mound tonight, who's making his last start before the All-Star break. He's had an excellent first half of the season as he's tried to become a three-pitch pitcher, be a more complete pitcher. The Oakland A's surely know about that. He's seen him 3 times. It's our best in Texas power pitcher presented by your local Ford dealer as we take a look at what he's done against these A's. He's already seen him 3 times this year. Once in April, that was right here, and then twice in Oakland. All 3 of those, though, ending in W's for Lance McCullers, who's already in double digits and wins. The 1.89 ERA, pretty impressive, too, and he's gone 7 innings deep in 2 of those, which is what he wanted to do. Like I said, he wanted to be a complete pitcher, but he wanted to go deeper into games. That was one of his goals, and finishing the first half strong is very important to McCullers with all that he's worked to accomplish at this point. He's coming off that career-high 12 strikeout performance against the White Sox, where he said he was in a good flow, had all of his pitches working, so he's hoping to continue that tonight. He's strong and setting himself up for not just a good half, guys, but a very good year. TK?
You're right about that, and I know he'll be fired up coming off that 12 strikeout performance. It seems like that curveball that he was looking for last month has been found.
Yeah, it has. And Julie was talking about that changeup he got on about 2/3 of the way into the season. He started throwing that changeup in his starts, and he got back on that breaking ball here recently. And a lot of the reason why is because it's been much more effective. Talked about losing the feel, but the feel is back, and the K percentage is proving it in the last 4 starts, jumping up to 37%. And the curveball usage, when it's going well and you're getting strikeouts, you're going to see that pitch more often from Lance.
37 strikeouts in 26 innings in those 4 starts. Lance makes his 19th start of the year and the 4th time he faces the Oakland A's.
Good numbers on the season. Lance has done a good job. 10 wins. The opponent batting average at .210. Been pitching very well at home, especially this season, where he's has a 4-1 record, a 2.47 ERA in 8 games.
Lance, when he won his 10th game, was asked about winning double digits for the first time in his career after his last start, and he said, for me, it's all about the team wins, not the personal wins, and his team has won his last 7 starts, going back to a game against Boston at the end of May. Here's the lineup he will face tonight for the Oakland A's. Dustin Fowler leads things off. He's in center field. Marcus Semien, good numbers against McCullers in his career, is the shortstop, moves up to the 2 spot in the lineup. Jed Lowry, the former Astro, hits 3rd. Chris Davis, the DH, hits 4th. Steven Piscotty has done some damage against the Astros this year. He bats 5th and plays right field. Matt Chapman at 3rd base, hitting 6th. Mark Canha, the first baseman, hits 7th. Chad Pinder gets his first start of the series. He'll play left field and bat 8th. And Josh Phegley also making his first start of this 4-game series behind the plate, hitting 9th. Ready for baseball in front of a sold-out crowd at Minute Maid Park. Replica ring giveaway. Lance McCullers Jr. getting ready to face these Oakland A's. Even with the loss last night, the A's 17-5 their last 22 games. Overall in the year, though, the A's have struggled with the Astros, have won just twice in 11 tries. Lance facing the A's twice in Oakland this year and once here at Minute Maid Park prior to tonight. A little inside out swing. Yuli Gurriel has to make a quick transition and does. Yuli looking better and better over at 3rd as he plays more over there. And there's 1 away.
That was not an easy play. This pitch gets all up in the kitchen of Dustin Fowler. Mattress Firm Supermo is going to show you that right off the pine tar. That is getting in on the hands. It's been a rough series for Dustin Fowler.
Yes, it has. Started with an 0 for 5 night on Monday. That was the first time an Astros opponent has struck out 5 times since Shin-Soo Choo back in 2014. Here's Marcus Semien. This guy was a little bit of a pest last night. More than a pest. He was an extra base hit machine.
He was downright mean.
He was. Triple double his last 3 at bats, including the game tying double in the 9th inning with 2 on and 2 outs. He has fared well against Lance in his career, 7 for 14 with 3 walks, and Lance is behind him here, 3-1. Back in our booth tonight after a night out in center field. Want to thank everybody involved for allowing us to have a little unique perspective on the game last night from above the batter's eye. 5-pitch walk to Semien. He's a 1-out base runner.
Yeah, it's pretty special to be able to get out there and do things like that, and we couldn't do it without the crew here at the stadium that helps us out. Just do a regular broadcast, but moving the entire booth to center field, that was impressive.
AT&T Sportsnet crew working extra hours to make sure we had our spot set up in center field, and also the Astros staff as well, making us feel very much at home out there. Here's Jed Lowry, the all-star second baseman. He'll back up Jose Altuve next Tuesday in D.C. Taking the spot of Gleyber Torres. Just found out yesterday he would be an all-star. In Lance's 12 strikeout game against the Chicago White Sox, he did not walk a batter. But a walk here to the second batter of this game, and he's 1-1 on Lowry.
Shift is on Jed Lowry. StatCast, powered by AWS, is giving you an idea why. I love how it lines up those quadrants or those triangles, those pieces of the pie where guys are lined up in, because that's where most of the baseballs have been put in play by Jed Lowry in the last 100 opportunities.
That's why you see Bregman on the right side and Alex playing shortstop again tonight. Marwin Gonzalez with a contusion in last night's game, out of the lineup. But Bregman at short, and Yuli at third. 3-1 count to back-to-back hitters. Lance walked Semien, and pickoff attempt a little wide. Marcus is one of the few A's that will run. Leads the team in steals with 7. As a team, they have stolen just 17 bases all year. Is in the dirt, and there is a swing, and on the wild pitch, Semien will get to second. So Lowry thought he walked. Instead, it's a swing, so a full count, but on the play, Semien advances.
Good curveball from Lance, and again, a 3-1 count is typically that fastball count, and playing on that theory, he throws that curveball and gets the check swing from Jed Lowry. David Rackley is not endearing himself to the Oakland A's fans or coaching staff or players.
And he's right next to their dugout tonight at third base. Rackley ejected Bob Melvin last night on a similar called check swing that went against the A's, but he called that one from behind home plate. 3-2 misses inside, and back-to-back walks issued by Lance. 14 pitches in, only 5 for strikes so far for McCullers. Now he'll face Chris Davis. Chris Davis coming in with that 12-game hitting streak, which is a career high. It's also a season high for the A's, batting .367 in that stretch. Doesn't get a whole lot of singles, but has been able to manage a 12-game hitting streak. Of his 78 hits this year, 39 singles, 39 for extra base hits. In the air, pretty well hit to center field. Springer looking up, and this ball bounces off the wall. 1 run will score. Lowry coming around, he will score. So both of the walks come back to hurt Lance McCullers Jr. on the 2 RBI double by Chris Davis.
Gives you a good idea of Chris Davis's strength also. Not the best curveball we've seen from Lance McCullers, and you'll see that every once in a while, but that one's center cut. Chris Davis barrels it up, and we talked about those outfield shifts. George Springer not in position to go over there and make a dynamic catch to help out Lance McCullers. The 2 walks score on that.
Well, Davis continues his hitting streak and also drives in 2 runs. It's a 13-game hitting streak, and he's up to 62 runs batted in on the year.
And an extra base hit. It's what he does.
More extra base hits now than singles. Here's Stephen Piscotty. This is a guy that has really given the Astros trouble this year. Piscotty in on the hands, just fought that one off.
Goodness. Wow. Wow.
That's all in the kitchen.
Yeah, he's making breakfast.
0-1 the count. Line drive center field. That'll be down for a hit. Back-to-back hits for the A's. Davis had to hold up a little bit just to make sure that line drive dropped in. Well, he'll be stopped at third, but the A's threatening for more here with 1 out.
Piscotty totally redeems himself by getting a base hit after getting blown up. McCullers trying to go back in there, but was unable to.
He's hitting over 330 now as Piscotty with 3 home runs against the Astros this year. Here's Matt Chapman.
The A's also do a pretty good job of hitting with runners in scoring position. We've seen that in this series so far.
Astros looking to turn 2 here. Instead, Chapman sends one to left where Kyle Tucker makes the play. Tagging is Chris Davis. The throw will be a little bit wide, and it goes past Peterovich. Going to second base, and no further advancement is Piscotty. It is now 3-0 Oakland.
First real opportunity we've had to see Kyle Tucker's arm. Moderately deep fly ball. The A's are doing things right now. Chapman does a good job of getting around that curveball and elevating. Tucker comes through it. Releases that one a little bit high. Would have been interesting if it would have been on line.
Now Lance will face Mark Canha. Canha ducks into that pitch that misses. It's 1-0. Quick start for the A's tonight with this 3-0 lead. Called strike. It's 1-1. Couple of walks, couple of base hits, and a sac fly. And Lance has allowed the same number of runs that he had at any point in his previous 7 starts, in which the Astros have won all 7. He had never allowed more than 3 in any of those 7 starts. He's allowed 3 here in the first. Good ball for a strike, 1-2. In fact, all season long, Lance has only had 2 blips on the radar where he's allowed more than 3 runs. One came in Minnesota, and the other was in Cleveland. Every other start, 3 earned runs or less. On the ground, foul.
Yeah, this rotation has become a broken record, hasn't it? Another start, 3 runs or less, 6 innings. All of them are in double digits in quality starts.
Unusual, especially here at home, to see Lance struggle early.
He has good numbers at home, and even in that first inning, his first inning ERA is 1.50 coming into this game. That's going to be altered a little bit.
Counts 2-2.
But we've seen him have outings where the walks get a little exaggerated in that first inning, but they don't come around to score. But here the A's have gotten a hold of a couple of pitches left up out over the plate.
Slowly hit towards third. A couple of hops to Yuli. And the inning comes to a close. But the A's score 3 in the first. And we'll head to the bottom half. Lines. Here's how A.J. Hinch will line things up with George Springer at the top. The red-hot Alex Bregman batting second. Jose Altuve in the 3 spot. Yuli Gurriel plays third base tonight. Josh Reddick is in right field. The DH Evan Gattis. Kyle Tucker bats seventh and plays left. Tim Fedorovich gets the start behind the plate, and Tyler White is at first.
Chris Bassett, right-hander, going for the Oakland A's, making his 6th start on the season. There have been a lot of injuries to that Oakland A's rotation. They have used 12 pitchers in that rotation. Bassett getting his 6th opportunity. He's only getting 1 run of support. That's going to change. We saw that early, but a 3 ERA in those first 5 starts.
Yeah, he just got as much run support in 1 inning as he had in his previous 5 starts combined. It's kind of crazy to think about. He doesn't know what to do with a 3-0 lead. Facing George Springer here. Springer having a couple of multi-hit games against the A's in this series. Back-to-back multi-hit games. George has reached in 8 straight games. What we haven't seen in a while from George is that leadoff home run. Has 5 on the year, 23 in his career. Does have a career home run against Bassett. Last time the Astros faced Bassett was back in the 2015 season. Made 1 start and 1 bullpen appearance. Spent last year in the minor leagues for the A's, recovering from reconstructive surgery on the UCL. High fly ball off the bat of Springer will send the right fielder Piscotty back to the track, and he makes the play for the first out. The power player to watch is presented by TXU. Alex Bregman.
A couple of bombs last night. With all those home runs, that is the first career multi-home run for Alex Bregman. First one was nicely lofted out there. That was more of a laser into those Crawford boxes. He has been huge for the Astros these last 3 months.
Last time Alex had a multi-home run game was in AAA when he made his AAA debut on July 4th a couple of years ago. He has moved up in every single category in the American League. Now top 10 in on-base percentage, in slugging percentage, and number 8 overall in OPS. Home runs last year, matching that this season. Takes a pitch outside. It's 1-1.
That pitch right there has been a good pitch for Chris Bassett. The curveball, upping the usage on that from last year. He's not going to blow you away. seen a couple fastballs already at 92 miles an hour. He'll go to that curveball, slider, and then the changeup will be that fourth pitch.
2-1 the count. Despite only throwing that curveball 15% of the time, he has almost half of his strikeouts with that pitch. 45.8% with the curveball, 54.2% with the fastball. No strikeouts with the slider or change. Bregman takes away. It's 3-1.
There's a shocker. Alex Bregman in a three-ball count somehow. Even if he falls behind early, he usually works himself back into a 3-1, 3-2 situation.
Takes a strike, 3-2.
It's a good indication of how Alex Bregman commands a strike zone and what he's thinking about. That's a 3-1 count where you're looking fastball, but that wasn't where he wanted to drive it.
Alex was a good interview with Julie after the game last night, saying he swung at a bad pitch. And he couldn't believe what transpired after that.
Who can?
The fact that he somehow avoided the tag was impressive enough, and then when he walked it off beyond that, that was crazy. One hopper to Chapman. Strong arm from third, and there's 2 away. I'll bring up Jose Altuve. Altuve starts the night with the most hits in all of baseball, 124. Second most ever in Astros history prior to the All-Star game. The guy he's chasing is the guy he sees in the mirror every day. He set the record back in 2014 with 130 hits before the All-Star game. Broke a tie last night with Bob Watson, who did it back in 1973 with 123 hits. Altuve continues to put himself into the record books in franchise history. He has had a hit in 18 consecutive starts here at home. Home numbers starting to look a little better for Altuve. Now's back. It's 1-1. Towards short. Simeon is there. His throw on the money, and a 1-2-3 start to this game for Chris Bassett. 3-0 Oakland. And it falls on Justin Verlander because last night he was outstanding again against the Oakland A's.
Yeah, he's been everything and more for the Houston Astros. Great job last night on the season. 6 scoreless starts, tied for most in Major League Baseball. But he's having a tough time scratching out some W's in that column. Not getting the run support.
Yeah, there's been a bit of a de-emphasis in the baseball world on pitchers' wins the last few years. And kind of rightfully so. Last night, another great example of that. Justin with 6 shutout innings, only allowed 3 hits, no walks.
And the Astros finally scored for him, too.
They are up 3-0 when he left. That lead would go to 4-0 on Bregman's second home run. Sitting pretty for a W, and then next thing you know, in the 9th inning, well after Justin was out of the game, the A's score 4. And then the win goes to the bullpen instead. Colin McHugh picked it up. 2-1 pitch is inside, and Lance has gone to 3-1 here to open up the inning against Chad Pinder. A couple of walks in the first hurt Lance as they both came around to score. And Lance kicks at the mound after his 3rd walk issued, and he'll call Tim Fedorovich out for a little discussion. Lance certainly not on point with his command like we saw in his last start, at least early on.
He had a career start last time out. Set that career high with strikeouts at 12 against the Chicago White Sox. And the number that Todd and I enjoy the most is when that walk says 0. But 3 already in this game, and he's getting a little bit of a pump-up talk from guys around him saying your stuff's good enough. Relax, focus on the delivery, get that release point down, start throwing some strikes. These free passes come back to haunt you.
Here's Josh Phegley. Phegley catching tonight and batting 9th for the A's. Called strike on the inside corner.
Looks like a little bit of a gift. MD Anderson strike zone up for you to see where that pitch is. Fedorovich helping out. Not an ideal pitch, not where Lance wants it, but it's nice and comforting to know that you got the strike called.
Cued a very similar play to the Bregman play last night, maybe a little further. That kind of hit can win games. Instead, it's a basic 2 to 3 put out.
That ball was mashed compared to what Bregman did to the baseball yesterday.
Pinder goes to second on the out.
That was a good breaking ball, and you can see Phegley getting out ahead of it off the end of the bat. Watch the arm action of Fedorovich. Really gets that baseball up by his ear to create that over-the-top throw, knowing that the base runner is going to be in the way.
That'll bring up Dustin Fowler, runner into scoring position. There's still some uncertainty from A.J. Hinch and others as to what exactly the umpires were looking at last night in the review on that final play that walked it off for the Astros. He thinks they were looking for the tag on Bregman, whether he was out or not. But as that play continued, the Astros scored a run. It would have been the second out of the inning. I'm not sure if the A's would have had any case to keep that game going. Jonathan Lucroy manned up, met with the media last night after the game and said, I really botched that one up.
Good on him for doing that too.
2-1 the count. It was a play if he had to make 100 times he would make it 99, but last night was the one that didn't work out for him.
Well, it was just incredible to me that he had 2 opportunities. That one was with the tag,
right,
and then the second was he actually put himself in a good position to make the throw to the outside part of the bag to Canna, and then just yanked a BB off the skull of Alex Bregman.
Fowler with a 3-1 count. Chops a foul past Tyler White. Tyler actually grabs it and will flip it to the crowd.
So there's that ball that was crushed. But right there, he had all the time in the world. He was in between Alex and the base. And then as you can see Alex wince a little bit. But right here, he just needs to get in front, grab the baseball, 2-hand tag. And then right here, doink. But this is a great angle. Watch how far out. He gets out here in this region to make that throw, and that's a good spot to be. Everything was fundamentally sound until he let go of the baseball.
Yeah, just one of those innings that creeps up on you every once in a while. Jonathan Lucroy had a play earlier in that inning with Simeon throwing home. He was unable to handle that throw that kind of short hopped him, and Josh Reddick scored the tying run. So crazy night. It went the Astros way in 11. Lance with a 3-2 count and a fly ball to right. Josh Reddick is there. That's the second out of the inning.
Join the Astros and go behind the scenes of Minute Maid Park. Fans can check out areas such as the broadcasting booth, but don't take my table, press box, dugout, scoreboard, and more. Visit astros.com/tours to book your tour today.
You got your table back.
I did. I'm back. I'm in one piece. I had to go over there and wrestle it away from Sparky.
Steve Sparks, radio analyst. We saw him on the security camera last night. Bad things happen when we leave our home booth.
I'll remember that.
Marcus Simeon takes a called strike.
Yeah, some of the security footage, and there's Sparky. We're in center field trying to get ready for the game. And man, oh man.
That's how you keep scoring. That's how you.
Yeah, that's
your computer set up on there.
Well, did you see the blue piece of tape on the bottom of it? That says Blum's table, and he did just blatant disregard.
It's not like you weren't going to find out about it. Even if we didn't have the security camera, he can't go to work with your table.
Yeah, this guy right here, next on my list.
It's a long season, a lot of time for payback.
Typical pitcher, though. These guys are always pranksters. Yeah, so I'm old, back issues, so I've got a table that I can raise up and down so I can stand up. And
impressive.
Sparky came over literally 2 days ago and said, man, that thing's nice. I didn't know he was setting me up.
There's no way he gets away with it, though. Thank goodness we saw the security camera.
Well, yeah, the camera, I mean, it could have been anybody, but now I know specifically who to go over and get.
If all of a sudden he's scoring on a table that looks like that.
Yeah.
We have him. Lance with a better second inning. After a leadoff walk, ground out, fly out, and his first strikeout of the night. We're back for the bottom half of the second inning. Yuli Gurriel leads things off and swings to the first pitch. Grounds one towards short, but cut off by the third baseman Chapman, who makes the play. One pitch and one out for the A's. Chris Bassett in the second inning.
Join the Astros this Sunday for Princess Day at Minute Maid Park. There will be photo booths, face painters, and a special photo opportunity with princesses free for all fans on the main concourse. For more information and tickets, visit astros.com/princess. TK.
Julia, thanks for joining us last night up there in center field.
Oh, that was fun. Let's do it again sometime.
I'm with you on that. That was a great time. It was good having you up there with us, too.
Glad you got back safely.
I did. Thanks to some great security members here at the ballpark. I had some fun with them.
I want to make sure Julia gets where she needs to go. And there were, what, 3 or 4 of them?
Yeah, she's pretty popular, but I mean, from center field back to the camera, well, that's a long way to go.
I had my entourage last night walking with me. No, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad y'all allowed me to sit with you guys.
That was a great time, and we got to really, I mean, in addition to everything else, we mentioned the Astros staff. We got to see how they make it such a cool experience for fans, and they really do, because these fans are not only loving their Astros, but they love the experience of being at the ballpark here.
Yeah, it's giveaways, but it's also this ballpark. The environment here at Minute Maid Park is excellent, and they do a good job of putting on a good product on the field, but it's also the fan experience around the ballpark that makes it worthwhile for showing up for these people. But we got to witness it firsthand, and they were great. The fans were great behind us.
Yep, they were very cool, cheering the Astros on, but not going too crazy whenever we took shots of our booth.
It's our girl Laverne.
That's Laverne, and that's the area we were last night. The crew still has shots from back there. Very cool. So it's 1-2 on Reddick. And ball down. It's 2-2. Not a seat in the house that hasn't been sold tonight. Another sellout with replica ring giveaway. 8 sellouts on the year. Those fans on the stairs, we know why they hang out on the stairs now, because that view is awesome.
The view is incredible.
People who love those stairs are going to be mad at us because now people are going to be racing to those spots. But no, those people do not leave. You'll see those white shirts at the top level, those 3 white shirts at the bottom. You'll see them in the 2nd inning, 5th inning, 8th inning. They get their spots and they hang.
Got some good stuff in the vicinity too. If you got a buddy, you can go on a little bit of a run every other inning.
Yep.
Maybe rotate.
Not my turn.
Not it.
Count 3-2 on Josh Reddick.
This is a curveball that Bassett has been working on just off the outside edge, but it took a while to get there, huh? 70 miles an hour.
It's a different curveball than the one we see from Lance with the turbocharged 80 to 90, 85 to 90 mile an hour curve. Into left field. Back there is Pinder, who makes the play for out number 2. So Bassett's retired the first 5 batters he has faced tonight. 29-year-old started his career with the Chicago White Sox. Came over here along with his battery mate tonight, Josh Fegley, and also Marcus Simeon in that trade for Jeff Samardzija. That was prior to the 2015 season. Here's Evan Gattis. Gattis trying to snap a little 0 for 10 right now. And he takes a strike. Evan still leads the team in RBIs with 62. That's tied for 4th in the American League. Couple of hops to Chapman. 2 perfect innings so far for Chris Bassett, and it's still 3-0 Oakland.
Find it on our Twitter. All right, which crazy Bregman walk-off win do you like the best? Was it the pop-up against the San Diego Padres? That's A. B is last night. The error, the walk-off error. Bregman's like, what is going on? That was one of the most awkward things that I had to do was wait around on the field for that walk-off interview.
I forgot about that, yeah.
I kept waiting for an umpire to yell at me and tell me that the game wasn't over.
Could you imagine if they restarted that game?
I know. And I'm in the middle of the field with all of my stuff wired up and ready to go.
Then they would have gotten your security team to take you out of the stadium.
My posse. Vote. We'll tell you who wins later in the broadcast. ATT Sportsnet SW.
Yeah, you were literally lined up there with the umpires still huddling. You had Alex ready to go.
I had AJ and Joe Espada. They were talking to each other, so I was trying to listen in to see if they knew what was going on, but they didn't know what was going on. They were trying to figure out amongst themselves or watching on the video board. Bregman's so frustrated with that at bat that he can't even think straight. It was an interesting walk-off interview, to say the least. Happy you got the win, though. Happy the team got the win.
We are all very happy they salvaged that game yesterday.
Walk number 4 issued by Lance, and back-to-back leadoff walks in the second and the third, as Jed Lowry has walked for the second time. So Lance obviously working with less than his A command tonight. He has walked 4 here, 2 innings plus 1 batter in the third. Here's Chris Davis. One of those rare games where the guy at the plate for a walk-off at bat had 2 home runs in the game, and nobody was talking to him about his 2 home run game. Only wanted to find out about Alex's last play. Inside to Davis, it's 1-1. It's been on a roll. Hottest hitters in the game right now, and he'll be in the All-Star game. AJ has promised him he will play on Tuesday. Backing up Jose Ramirez at third base. 2-1 the count.
That was a changeup. You can see him kind of going. Usually when he falters a little bit, he goes right to that curveball to get back into some of these counts, but the curveball not reacting the way he wanted or the way that has been in the last 4 starts.
Ball chopped foul down the line.
And dominating this season. This is Lance McCullers over the years, and I know we use that term a lot with Lance, but you got to remember he's 24 years old, and the maturation process, the strikeouts, the innings pitched. The interesting number to me is on the bottom. 19th start this season tonight. He had 22 all of last season, and that's where we're seeing Lance build up and trend upward, is really getting those innings up. That strength and that consistency. But he's got a couple of guys in that dugout, in that rotation that he can watch that have experience in working through and getting deep into seasons.
How about this double play? Jose Altuve flips it to Bregman, who at the time was further away from the bag but had some momentum working that way, and that turns 2.
That's the first double play I think we've seen in this shift situation. Bregman coming from a long way away, but how about Alex not giving up on the play and running to the bag, knowing that Altuve's going to his right? It would have been a tough play just to get 1 out for Altuve, yet I'm with you, Lance. Wow. Great athletic play by those 2 guys up the middle.
That was something you don't see very often.
That was impressive.
A ball hit to the left side of the bag with the shift, and Altuve used Bregman. They're still talking about it. That looked like a Rockets play where the guy dished off to a guy streaking down the lane for a dunk.
It was.
0-2 the count to Piscotty. That is I don't know if that's something they've worked on before or something that was just improvised.
Well, you know what? I think it was a little bit of improv, but I also think we've seen them take plenty of ground balls before the games. And A.J. Hinch will hit them ground balls in the shift positions. And what good teams do is they go out there and practice possibilities, and this might be a possibility right here. But these are two very athletic, creative players going out there. And I'm not even sure Altuve's intention was to turn that double play, but he was pretty impressed.
It's not often you get impressed. Altuve usually doesn't impress Altuve.
Yeah.
Even that one was. Now Yuli gets a chance. So all the infielders in the mix of this inning. Lance gets a double play to help get through the third.
Interview we've ever done without a parachute, and it's tough to be cool when you're as hot as third baseman Alex Bregman. And we've got Tony Kemp mic'd up for sound, and he's having fun with it. All that and more on Astros Bases Loaded after the game, only on AT Sportsnet.
Here's Kyle Tucker leading off the third inning. Astros down 3-0. Plenty of time to work with for the offense, though, as they bat for the third time against Chris Bassett. So far, no one's reached base. Kyle Tucker had a nice game last night, scoring 3 runs. He was on base 3 times in 4 at-bats, a double, a single in the 11th inning. Also was hit by a pitch and a big swing and no contact, 0-1.
Trying to get number 1.
Kyle with 14 home runs at AAA Fresno this year. Hit 5 this spring when he led all of baseball. Runs batted in, pops this one up to shallow left. Pinder is there for the first out. Bassett's been effective with that little cutter slider, getting it in on the lefties and getting some soft contact for righties. Bring up Tim Federovic. Federovic 5 for 22 since being called up from AAA Fresno. Takes a called strike. There's that slow curveball that drops in for a strike. It's 0-2. Four groundouts, 3 flyouts tonight for the Astros. Doesn't chase the slow curveball there. It's 1-2. Astros starting play tonight, leading the Seattle Mariners by 4 games in the AL West. Mariners lost last night to the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Oakland 10 games back and 6 behind the Mariners for the second wild card spot. Swing and a miss with the fastball. That's the first strikeout for Facet.
Another look at that double play on one of our new toys, that StatCast. And how about the exchange? In a half a second, Alex Bregman is stepping on the bag and throwing across, making that turn.
And is throwing on the run, but a long way to go to get to the bag.
Threw a strike, too.
Well, the one thing you know with Correa on the DL is you're not going to lose a whole lot defensively because both Marwin Gonzalez and Alex Bregman can both play some shortstop.
Alex drafted as a shortstop, moving to third base because of Carlos Correa, so it's nice to have some movable parts for A.J. Hinch. He always talks about the versatility. As you see Carlos Correa talking to Tony Kemp. That extremely large human on Carlos's right is the hitting coach, Dave Hudgens. But that's what AJ likes. He likes to have those guys that are versatile. So if you do happen to have a guy go down, you're able to move some guys around and still have a pretty good defense.
Julia, what's the update on Carlos?
Well, today was a really busy day for him. He actually picked up a bat, started to swing today, got his workout in, did a little bit of throwing. So things still moving in the right direction, but very unlikely he'll come back before the All-Star break. He's probably going to need a rehab assignment. However, like I said, progressing forward is good for him. And the days get busier. He's anxious, though. He was in AJ's office afterwards and was in great spirits. So things are going well.
And things are going well while he's been on the DL.
Yeah, he said that makes it a little bit, makes it hard for him to have to watch. He's dying to get in there, but at the same time, he knows that he can take his time. They do not want to rush any kind of back soreness for him, and they do not want any setbacks at this point of the season. So, but it's difficult for him to watch and not be a part of the action. He's dying to get back out there, but they're definitely going to take it slow with this.
It'll be a big boost to get him back after the All-Star break. Again, the Astros with 99 games going into the break, only 63 remaining after the break, as the ball is sent foul between Gary Pettis and the foul line. Last year, Carlos was red hot going into the All-Star break. Then missed some time immediately after that break. He had 20 home runs last year going into the break and 65 runs batted in. 3-2 pitches outside. Tyler White, first base runner of the night for the Astros. He draws a 2-out walk.
No Player Does More is brought to you by HEB. George Springer in 11 games against Oakland this season is a beautiful .444 batting average. And he's doing it with damage. 3 home runs, driving in 10. And as often as he's been getting on base against these A's, he's been driven in 10 times. Todd talked about the couple of multiple hit games for George Springer, trying to get that bat going again into the All-Star break.
20 for 45 against them this year, and we're seeing some better at bats the last couple of nights. It's been a long process for George to get back to feeling comfortable like he was in Oakland on that last time they met. Slowly but surely, that leadoff hitter comes around to go along with what Alex Bregman's doing. Jose Altuve's like a metronome in terms of how he gets a hit in every game. And then with Correa coming back, once you get those 4 rolling, look out. On the ground, slowly hit towards Simeon. He'll make the flip to Lowry, and that'll do it for the Astros. A walk and 1 man left on base. Still 3-0.
by GMC. We saw some bad defense last night from the Oakland A's. They are not one of the better teams in baseball, but you've got the second best team in all of baseball playing right in front of you. Alex Bregman, a big part of that, doing great things over there at third base. All around the diamond, seeing a lot of Astros make some very good plays, good fielding percentage this season.
Saw it already with a double play last inning tonight as Matt Chapman leads things off, and he is hit by a pitch. Lance adds to his issues with 4 walks and now a hit batter. That is 3 consecutive innings that have started with a runner reaching base without a hit.
A lot of these pitches are missing to that inside corner to right-handed hitters or away from left-handed hitters. And that's the arm side. Means it might be dragging behind the body just a little bit.
Certainly a complete 180 from what we saw last start for Lance. 12 strikeouts without a walk against the White Sox on the 6th of the month. Tonight he's up to 61 pitches. It's almost been a 50-50 split, balls to strikes. And he's 2-0 on Mark Canha.
If it were only as easy as do what you did last time. Because he was highly effective last time out. No walks, 12 strikeouts, a career high. But this game's not that easy, and you're not going to feel the exact same from game to game, start to start.
Now it's 3-0. Lynch still trying to search for it out there. Canha grounded out his first time up. Lance's career high in walks is 6. Walked 6 Twins earlier this year. He's done it 2 times in his career, and there's walk number 5 to go along with a hit batter. 4-pitch walk, and that means Brent Strom's going to go out and talk to Lance.
Join the Astros at Minute Maid Park on Saturday, July 14th. They're going to take on the Tigers. 10,000 fans in attendance will receive a Justin Verlander K-Counter bobblehead presented by AT&T. For more info and tickets, make sure you go to astros.com/promotions.
Counting up the K's with JV, who last night with those 6 shutout innings moved back into the lead in ERA in the American League. Now has a 2.05 earned run average. That's better than Blake Snell's 2.09 or Luis Severino's 2.12. Verlander also moved into 4th in strikeouts with 160 on the year. For Sale, Garrett Cole, and Trevor Bauer, the only ones with more than that guy right there. Stromy's had his say with Lance, 2 on and nobody out. And Chad Pinder will bat. Called strike. Pinder walked on 5 pitches his first time up. Lance has walked at least 1 in every inning. Now he gets a swinging strike from Pinder. It's 0-2.
It's a pretty aggressive swing against a guy who's having a tough time throwing strikes. You'd like to see this breaking ball elevated and adjust to it. Even if that's a fastball in that location, it's not an ideal position to be swinging.
Slicing down the right field line and into the crowd. Lance got a lot of swinging strikes in that last start, especially with the curveball. Tonight, 5 strict swinging strikes so far in his first 67 pitches. Curveball ball's been used just a little more than 50% of the time. Last time he used that 62.4% in that 12 strikeout game. That ball's hit hard on the breaking ball, and this is a 3-run home run. Hits hard off the wall beyond the Crawford boxes. Chad Pinder has hit his 9th home run of the year on an 0-2 pitch, and that doubles up the lead for the A's at 6-0.
It's the same guy that swung at a curveball in the dirt. This is not a curveball in the dirt. Another one in that catch in the center part of that strike zone. Our matches from Super Mode. Keep an eye on Fedorovich. Fedorovich was set up down and away. He had to move back to the center part of the plate in an attempt to hopefully catch that baseball, but Pinder had other ideas.
Only 3 hits for the A's, but because of the walks it hit batters, 6 runs. Here's Josh Begley. Unfortunately for Lance, he will not get another start in the next 5 days to try and erase this one from his memory. He'll have to wait till after the All-Star break. 1-1 pitch is hit to center field, playable. George Springer a few steps back, and there's one away in the 4th. Safe to say, as home starts go in Lance's young career, this may be the most runs he's allowed at home. Last year the most he allowed at home was 4. This year the most he allowed at home was 3. Until tonight. Here's Dustin Fowler. Called strike. This is the place where Lance, coming in his career 37 starts, had a 2.41 ERA. Ahead of Fowler 0-2.
That changeup previously that Fowler swung at is the first changeup he's thrown for that has been either a swung at strike or a called strike.
On the ground into the shift. Bregman makes the play for out number 2.
Not according to Tyler White.
Not quite yet.
Yep, please hold.
Here's Marcus Semien. He hits the ball on one hop to Bregman, who gets another chance to make a play, and a high throw, and that'll be safe at first base. Bregman threw a little too high. Tyler White tried to come down on the bag. He may have, but it was after Semien had already crossed the bag. That'll be an error on Bregman.
Lance had an opportunity to get out of this inning. Ball thrown high by Alex, who's been so good on the year. That was reminiscent of earlier in the season when we saw some of the errant throws.
Now Lance will face Jed Lowry. Sitting at 76 pitches right now in the 4th. Broken bat. One hops, knocked down by Altuve. Everybody will be safe. Nothing more that Altuve could do there. Tried to make the play, thought about catching it on the fly, but couldn't quite get there.
Blows up Jed Lowry, but he puts it in a great spot. Just out of the reach of Jose Altuve. Still giving an all-out effort.
4th hit for the A's. Here's Chris Davis batting for the 3rd time. Davis a 2 RBI double his first time up. Also grounded into a double play that was turned nicely by Altuve and Bregman in the shift. This ball gets away and both runners will advance. It's a wild pitch. Second one of the night for Lance.
Yanked that one past Fedorovich. Finally starting to see some action out there in that Astros bullpen.
Ground ball towards short. Bregman makes the throw accurately this time to end the inning, but 3-run score on a 3-run home run by Chad Pinder. It's 6-0.
The offense this season, when they are good and they are winning, they are very good. That team batting average at 295. The on-base percentage almost at 37%. So they're seeing the ball good, hitting it good, and if it's not in there, they're taking the walk, averaging 6.4 runs a game. But in those losses, that number drops to 2.5 runs per game, and a lot of those numbers fall off a big-time cliff. But they've got some serious work ahead of them.
If they want to win their 8th consecutive game that Lance McCullers has started, they need to do some work. 6 at-bats left, down 6-0 against Chris Bassett, who has never had any run support like this in his previous 5 starts. Total of 3 runs in those 5 starts, and tonight he gets 6 to work with and still has not allowed a hit. Just a walk to the number 9 hitter Tyler White. He's ahead of the count here, 0-2 on Alex Bregman. Mostly that sinker slider combination that's been getting the job done. Curveball is popped in the air, and that's going to find its way into some open territory. Alex Bregman didn't hit it hard, but he found some space in shallow center for the Astros' first hit.
Alex Bregman is in the just touch it mode. If he gets the bat to the baseball and can put it into fair territory eventually, usually ends up being good. This is that slow breaking ball. Alex waited as long as humanly possible. Ends up hitting it off the end of the bat, dropping it just over the shoulder of Jed Lowry, who was hustling out there trying to make that play.
So see if the Astros can chip away here. Down by 6 with Altuve batting, a runner on first. Well, they have a hill to climb tonight. It's nothing like the mountain the Cincinnati Reds have to climb tonight. The Reds had defeated the Indians the first 2 games of that 3-game series in Cleveland, but tonight, since he is down 17-0 after 4.
A couple of touchdowns and a field goal early.
Yeah. Bengals putting it on the Browns.
Man.
Now Altuve down the count 0-1. Oh, the other way around. The Browns put it on the Bengals. Cleveland up 17-zip. So things could be worse. There's a strike called. It's 0-2.
It's okay. That's a Freudian slip. You're used to having it the other way around.
Right. Through the years, the Browns have always been on the wrong side of a score like that. Altuve grounded out to short his first time up. Takes a pitch up high for a ball, 1-2.
A couple of fastballs elevated. Will he go to that almost Ephus-like curveball?
It's got a separation of about 20 miles an hour on average between those two pitches. That was that slider that misses away. 2-2.
You can see why it can be confused with the cut fastball. The velocity is only about 5 or 6 miles an hour less, but the break isn't that traditional slide. Usually that slider has a little more north-south depth to it. But Bassett's is a little more across east and west.
After being down in the count 0-2, Altuve now has a full count. Just double checking because it was not on the board as 3-2. Altuve making sure with the home plate umpire Nick Lenson the count's full. See if AJ decides to put Bregman on the move here with nobody out. Bregman goes and the pitch is fouled away. Altuve asking Nick Lentz if that was a strike, and Nick said that might have been a little outside.
Yeah.
What would umpires say on those pitches?
Yeah, they would just
be
say,
honest.
Yeah, they would be brutally honest. And if you found the right guy and had a good enough relationship with them, they would be like, yeah, that was in the other box.
So we'll do it all again. Bregman was running on the last 3-2 pitch. This time Bassett keeps him close.
Astros want to bring some thunder.
Could be a good sign. A little rumble of thunder outside of Minute Maid Park has this crowd energized. Bregman on the go, a little base hit into center field. Great read by Alex. He'll get to third. Here come the Astros down 6, first and third, nobody out.
There's plenty of game left when you have an offense like the Houston Astros do. Just a matter of creating traffic out there, and they did, starting with Alex Bregman. And here, gets it on the hands of Jose Altuve a little bit, but still a good enough swing to muscle that out to center field. Alex on the move and recognizing that ball wasn't hit very hard, takes advantage of it, going all the way to third.
That'll bring up Yuli. We've talked about it all year. Nobody has a better batting average with runners in scoring position. There goes Altuve. The pitch is down and away. Fegley can't find the handle. Altuve strolls into second with his 14th steal of the year.
A's catchers in the last 2 games are treating that baseball like a greased BB. It's tough to throw on that pick. I'm not sure why Fegley was even thinking about making an attempt. It was a good jump and a tough pitch to run on.
Scott Emerson, the pitching coach, out there talking with Bassett in this second and third no-out situation. Yuli on the year, 421 with runners in scoring position. 17 RBIs in his last 15 games here at Minute Maid Park. Only the Dodgers' Matt Kemp has a higher runner in scoring position average in the major leagues. Yuli, line drive, base hit to right field. Bregman scores. Altuve will score. Yuli Gurriel has done it again. It's now a 6-2 game.
Remember all those times we've talked about Altuve stealing early in the count. That's why. Run yourself in a scoring position for a guy like Yuli Gurriel. So when that base hit happens, you score 2 runs. This guy's an absolute beast with runners on base. He lets the ball travel so well and stays inside the baseball so nicely.
Yuli up to 48 RBIs on the year now. Still nobody out. Josh Reddick takes a pitch on the corner. Reddick flied out to left his first time up. Astros did not have a hit coming into this inning, and now 3 consecutive singles. There's that slow curve that he threw to Josh last time and missed. He does here too. It's 1-1. Reddick has always hit well against his former team. A .330 average against the A's in his career coming into tonight. Popped up into left. Simeon goes out. Pinder comes in. Pinder makes the catch. Yuli will have to retreat to first. That's the first out of the inning. Here's Evan Gattis. Gattis grounded out his first time up. Outside ball 1. Astros getting 2 back in this inning, but we'll have to see a little more here if possible, with Gattis leading the team in RBIs. That's a strike. It's 1-1. Same pitch.
Yeah, I was going to say, real similar location. Just a little bit of a break on that slider. But yeah, you assume that second pitch, if that's the outside corner, that one just a little bit further off that outside edge.
Two. Another rumble of thunder. Last time that happened, Altuve was batting. Batter later, it was 6-2. Dark skies beyond Minute Maid Park.
Good friend and meteorologist who watches a lot of our baseball games just said it's a, Ed Buckner said it's just a baby thunderstorm rolling through.
Just a little baby?
Yep. Just enough to get the Astros offense going.
3-2. Well, Yuli doesn't run a whole lot, but he has 3 steals this year, And he has been running better than we saw last year or even the year before.
Yep. Got a guy at the plate who's been doing damage of late also. Put Yuli in motion, and Evan Gaddis finds a gap. Yuli will find home plate.
He stays, and it's a foul back. Gaddis trying to snap an 0 for 11 right now. That average dip below 250. Slowly hit towards third. Chapman only has the play at first. He makes it on the move. Yuli goes to second with 2 outs.
Are you the ultimate Southwest fan? AT&T Sportsnet is looking each month for the biggest baseball fan in the Southwest, Louisiana. July is your month. Use hashtag UltimateSWFan, LA on Twitter, and show us why you're the ultimate fan. And you can win a jersey and a VIP experience. Watch all season long on AT&T Sportsnet.
Kyle Tucker will bat. Runner in scoring position and 2 outs now. Tucker flied out to left his first time up. Kyle, since joining the Astros, is 3 for 15 in his young big league career. Still looking for that first major league home run. And he checks swing, fouls one back. It's 0-1.
That's a good old-fashioned yes/no swing. Yes, 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 no.
First inning, the Astros have really made Bassett work. He had thrown 14, 10, and 15 pitches the first 3. 23 pitches so far this inning. Kyle tried to hold up, and he goes around again. Last one was a foul ball. This one was a called swing. Third base umpire David Rackley says he went too far.
Oh, borderline. You calling him on that?
No, because I'm the Astros broadcaster. But
Gosh, I tried setting you up, too.
I think you could go either way. I'm trying to be honest. That was close. Checks his swing this time. 3 checks so far. That one was definitely a check swing. It's 1-2.
Set you up and you didn't go for it. Well done.
Kid wears no batting gloves, just like the guy in front of him, Evan Gaddis, in the lineup. 21 years old and 175 days, Kyle Tucker. And it's 2-2. Without the batting gloves, Tucker often goes to the dirt in between pitches. We have noticed that more in the regular season than we did in spring training.
Better dirt in the show.
Yep. Ground ball, second base. Lowry is there. And that'll do it. But the Astros scored 2. Yuli Gurriel knocks in a couple. It's now 6-2.
One more here. Back-to-back 4-game series. Finish it off on Thursday. Then they have the Detroit Tigers in town. And then they be sending a couple of guys and a coaching staff up to D.C. for that All-Star break. They will open up on the West Coast in division, and then it'll be a day off in Colorado before they take on the Rockies and head back home and get back in division towards the end of the month.
Be over 100 games by the time they come back to take on those Texas Rangers, as Stephen Piscotty will lead things off. I mentioned it earlier in the homestand. If you're thinking the All-Star break is your midpoint of the season and you can get to an Astros game with plenty of options available after the All-Star break, well, it's not quite. It's not like it's a 41-40 split or a 40-41 split. Of the 81 home games, they will play 53 before the break and 28 after the All-Star break. So if you haven't been out to Minute Maid Park, first of all, where have you been? Because everybody's having a great time out here. Secondly, only 28 games to go after the break, so you may want to start looking at that calendar and see what works for you, because it's been a fun season to be an Astros fan. Stephen Piscotty leads off with a 1-2 count.
At this rate, it's going to finish pretty strong for the Astros, too. You want to be around to witness it. My goodness, Lance McCullers is all over the place.
This has been a wild night for Lance, as he has walked 5 and now hit 2 batters.
Got up on the hands off that left hand. Piscotty was not happy about this. Again, I don't believe there's any intent behind this. We've seen Lance McCullers be wild all night long, especially to that arm side, which is inside to right-handed hitters. And that may be a change-up grip, but that is not a change-up velocity. Would have been a little more on that left wrist upon further review.
Had athletic trainer Nick Paparesta checking him out. Just checking that grip strength right now on the left hand. That is the 4th consecutive inning that has started with either a walk or a hit batter.
Back-to-back innings starting with the hit batter. That 4th inning led to 3 runs. Hit Matt Chapman.
Brad Peacock starting to warm up.
See those seams on that left wrist.
Lance walked Chad Pinder to start the 2nd, walked Jed Lowry to start the 3rd, hit Matt Chapman to start the 4th, and now he hits Stephen Piscotty to start the 5th. Here is Chapman batting. He has no official at bats, a sac fly and a hit batter. The 1st inning didn't start much better. After a ground out, Lance walked the next 2. Chapman knocked in the 3rd run of the game with that sac fly. That's a 12th Oakland base runner in this game in the first 4 innings, plus 1 batter into the 5th. One of them reached on an error. The rest either hits walks or hit batters.
Seems excessive, Todd.
It's not been Lance's night, coming off a career high with a dozen strikeouts. Yuli to Altuve, and Altuve drops the ball. They're going to say it was in the transfer, so the out at second base.
I would imagine that Bob Melvin's going to challenge this. He's out of the dugout, letting Larry Vanover know that he is going to take a peek at it. But Altuve's feet, again, got a little bit quick.
I'm not sure he ever had that.
I'm not sure he ever had it, and even if he did, I'm not sure he's on the base.
That's one they're probably going to challenge. Bob Melvin still waiting for word from his video guys.
I think he's going to go over there and let Larry Vanover, the second base umpire and crew chief, let him know that he wants to have it reviewed, but he's also going to try and specify what exactly they're looking for.
That'll be a review. Altuve trying to get a little quick on that turn. We have seen him be very quick on turns this year, but that may have cost the Astros an out. Julia, what do you have for us?
Well, it's never too early to join the team. 2018 Astros Buddies memberships presented by BBVA Compass are available now for kids 12 and under. Buddies members receive 4 tickets to an Astros regular season game, a backpack, cap, socks, and exclusive opportunities throughout the year for only $25 plus tax. Visit astros.com/buddies to sign up.
All right, Julia. Larry Vanover was reviewing the final play of last night's game as he reviews this play from Altuve making the turn.
Might be a little bit of a spike on there.
I don't think the ball was ever secured.
Yeah, it gets to the back of the glove, but I agree with you in the sense, just I don't feel it was ever under control. And it's tough. We talked about last time Alex Bregman went over there and turned that double play in a half second. So it gives you an idea that, I mean, things can happen quickly. They can secure that ball and make the exchange in a rapid amount of time.
And here's the call. Everybody safe. I'll go down as an error on Altuve. Second error committed by the Astros tonight. And A.J. Hinch will head out to get Lance McCullers here. Brad Peacock had been warming up. McCullers will last 4 innings plus 2 batters into the 5th. And A.J. will go to the bullpen. We'll have more after this. Everybody's in play. They both advance. The throw's away. No, the Astros are going to win it. The Astros are going to win. Unbelievable. A ball that went about 5 feet in front of home plate. Alex Bregman has 2 of those this year.
That one was shorter than the one previous. You got to be kidding me. The defense has been awful for the Oakland A's, but how do you lose a game on that?
What a night.
Man. That was incredible. Obviously we couldn't believe it, but that was pretty cool to be seen on that call, because that was all of the emotion of what was happening.
It's the regular tapper. From there we couldn't even tell if it was fair or foul. Lance disappointed with his effort tonight.
And I don't know if you guys caught it at home, but if you're excellent lip reading, he basically said, "I'm sorry, Skip."
Just didn't have it.
Yeah, he didn't have it tonight.
Crazy part is he was coming off one of his best outings of the season, if not the best of the season. He struck out a career high 12 White Sox just 5 days ago, didn't walk a batter, and allowed 1 run in 7 innings on 3 hits. Tonight, 1 strikeout. He has walked 5 and hit 2.
It's amazing.
Marcana pops one high in the air. Altuve. Infield fly rule invoked, but Altuve puts it away for out number 1.
Yeah, Peacock's on to keep this thing right where it's at. Fallen victim of a couple of home runs in this homestand. But if he can keep it right where it's at, that would really benefit the Astros because they're starting to get the bats going against Chris Bassett. Still plenty of game left.
Now facing Chad Pinder. Pinder hit a 3-run home run against Lance's last time up. He also walked. This ball soft served in the left, but that's going to be in front of Kyle Tucker. Good jump by Piscotty off second. The throw is going to be in time. Out at home plate. What a throw by the rookie Kyle Tucker.
He made the adjustment. That's good to see. Had an opportunity earlier in the game and airmailed it. This one takes his time, lines it up, and throws a one-hop strike to Fedorovich, who puts the tag on Piscotty. That was borderline perfect.
Kyle Tucker picks up his first assist, and here's a great look.
And if you're the Oakland A's, you're going to continue to test the young arm. We've seen the Astros do it plenty of time with their speed against opposing teams. But if you've got a rookie out there, you're definitely going to try him, especially after that first throw you saw from him.
Josh Begley bats. First pitch a strike. Second pitch a strike. That's that slider that at times has been very good this year. At times it's eluded Brad Peacock. When he had that brilliant season in 2017, the slider was his out pitch. Still is. It just hasn't been as consistent this year. Perovich
got crossed up with nobody on second.
Caught that one between his legs and deep. Looked like he didn't know that was coming.
That's how nasty Peacock's slider can be.
It's 1-2. Down and away, 2-2. Let's see if the Astros can keep this game right here at 6-2.
StatCast is going to show you that arm strength of Kyle Tucker, 92.6 miles an hour.
Pretty easy, 92.6.
I was going to say, he's not one of those guys that's really going to show you a highly exerted effort, but he's going to get the job done, it seems like. Again, we're all getting used to seeing the young man out there playing. He's got a pretty calm demeanor.
Yes, he does, and that was an impressive throw from every vantage point, including StatCast having it at 92.6. Now a full count after Peacock was ahead 0-2. Called third strike outside corner.
Kyle Tucker being relied on to keep this game where it's at, and it paid off.
Brought to you by Rooms to Go. When it's time to decorate, Rooms to Go makes it easy and fast, all at great low prices. And by Nissan, innovation that excites. 6-2 game, bottom half of the 5th inning. Tim Fedorovich leads things off. And Fedorovich, first pitch swinging, sends one into right center field. The new right fielder, Chad Pinder, calls off Dustin Fowler for out number 1. Stephen Piscotty, after being hit by a pitch, leaves the game. Pinder moves from left to right. Mark Canna moves from first base to left field. And the new first baseman, who did not start tonight due to a little bit of a sore back, is that guy, Matt Olson. So Piscotty out of the game. Matt Olson will bat in his spot, and here's Tyler White. White walked his first time up. That is the 8th walk drawn by Tyler White this season in limited playing time. White takes a called strike from Bassett. Bassett's allowed 3 hits all night. They came in successive hitters. Bregman, Altuve, Gurriel on that 2-run fourth. There's that slow curveball that he drops in for a strike, 0-2. You
get the initial flinch from the right-handed hitter and then almost had time to reload.
Both pitchers with just 1 strikeout on the night. McCullers' night is over after 4 innings plus 2 batters. Bassett 1 strikeout so far through 4 1/3. Now 17-2, Cleveland leads Cincinnati.
Don't call it a comeback.
Bengals getting a safety to make it a little closer. Josh Phegley and Chris Bassett trying to get together on the 0-2 count. We have not seen the mound visit be an issue the whole year. The Astros may have used up the mound visits once or twice, but it was never to the point where there was a couple of innings left. 1-2 the count. Almost to the point where you don't even look up anymore at how many mound visits are left.
I literally wasn't thinking about it until you mentioned it right there.
The Astros had to use 3 up with Lance struggling. That was the second one used by the A's. 2-2.
But it kind of speaks to the point of how egregious some of the teams had been with those mound visits, just wearing out a path to that mound. But now they're under a mound visit cap, so they've got to be a little more cautious with it. But I agree with you, it's not an afterthought now.
Three and 2. Tyler White again. A deep count. He will not leave the zone very often. We've learned that. George Springer waits on deck. That ball's hit pretty well to left field. That ball's gone. Tyler White, his first home run of the year. And the Astros now down 6-3.
Somebody finally got to that slider.
First home run, first RBI, and first run, all with 1 swing of the bat.
Shark attack. A fist pump? That's all we got?
No hug?
Man, maybe we got to hit 5 or more home runs to get hugs.
Here's Springer. Springer pops one towards right. Pinder's there.
3-2 count, slider. You saw the foot get down early, and then Tyler kept the hands back nicely in recognition, but an elevated pitch that he got the barrel to nicely at 102.2 miles an hour off the bat. That was a line drive into those seats.
Good for Tyler to get on the board with his first one this year. Coming in his 29th at bat of the season. Here's Alex Bregman. Bregman takes a strike. Alex got the 2-run inning started in the 4th with a single into center field. Flare over the head of Lowry. That's going to find some space. Bregman's not been hitting the ball hard tonight, but he's finding some open space in the outfield. He's now 2 for 3.
Just touch it.
That's his motto right now.
Yeah. Pitch is supposed to be down and away. It's a two-seamer that runs back over the inside corner, and Alex just fights it off.
His first hit left the bat at 70.3 miles an hour. That last one, 68.2. It's good to be Alex right now. Here's Jose Altuve. Altuve has grounded out, singled, scored, and stolen a base. Strike called.
Statcast for you on Tyler White's home run. That low launch angle at 22 degrees. There's a bullet coming off the bat at 102.2.
Altuve with that hit in the 4th inning now has hit in 19 consecutive starts here at Minute Maid Park. Getting close to 400 during that time. Panic with Altuve when he gets behind in the count.
Yeah, it's unfair to be that good, and probably sitting on a different pitch, yet able to fight off 90 plus inside. Because he took 2 good fastballs to hit early on. It makes me wonder if he was sitting off speed those first 2 pitches. But Bassett throwing 3 fastballs in a row in this AB, and have him fight that pitch off kind of makes you wonder, is Bassett going to give in and give him the off-speed pitch he wants?
Both teams with 5 hits now. Astros down 6-3. Trying to battle back after the A's put up 3 in the 1st and 3 more in the 4th. Check to swing on a breaking ball away, 1-2.
See Altuve looking out towards the mound, kind of smiling, saying that was the one I was looking for, and I'm very glad I held up.
The joy he plays with is unparalleled. You rarely see a guy have as much fun playing the game of baseball as Jose Altuve.
Nobody smiles in 2-strike counts. I mean, let's be honest.
Doesn't chase, 2-2. Back to even in the count after being down early. Heard some chance of MVP a little earlier. Youngster has an Altuve jersey and some binos to get a closer look at his favorite player. inside, 3-2. So with 2 outs, Bregman will get a head start off first.
This could get interesting right here. Staying with the fastball.
"39 pitches through 3 innings for Passett." Looked like he was in cruise control, 13 pitches per inning, but now he's up to 84, about to make his 85th pitch. Towards short with the runner on the move. Simeon makes the play to first, and that'll do it for the Astros.
Sharp attack. Greg White pulling that slider into those bleachers in left field, trailing by 3.
ATT Sportsnet SW on Twitter. Which crazy Bregman walk-off win do you like the best? Ooh, everyone likes it from last night. Well, 15% of you voted for the pop-up, but that's a lot of votes for last night's win. Good stuff. Thanks for voting once again. I have to tell you guys about the look later at some point.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, I guess I could tell you now.
Tell us now.
So after Alex Bregman hits homers, we've seen this look. And I finally got a chance to ask about him because I forgot last night in all of the craziness. And today he said it is a thing. It is what he's doing this year. There is no name for it, but it's a thing. He had a thing last year. He was screaming at the camera. This year it's the look. So if you want to hear more from Alex Bregman, check out the pregame show tomorrow. It's a day game. I'm going to have a sit down with him, talk All-Star game and the look. That's what we're going to go with for now.
I like it. I like that Alex is always creating kind of new interest levels with whatever he does on the field. The look this year. That's his thing. Dustin Fowler strikes out. One batter down in the 6th.
Remember my good buddy Miguel Tejada?
Yep.
He would call it ta-ting.
Ta-ting?
Ta-ting.
That's his thing?
Yeah, that's his ting. It's ta-ting. But a good fastball from Brad Peacock, elevated in the zone.
Here's Marcus Simeon.
Got to have a little bit of fun playing the game, and that's, I think, what we've learned about this team is that they win, but they also have fun doing it.
Oh my goodness. That's the thing about this team. They are ultra talented, and then there is so much fun watching them enjoy playing the game of baseball. This guy, we told you about, smiles every inning.
2 strike at bats, smiling.
That guy has got a thing.
To ting.
Springer plays with as much fun and energy as any player on the team.
Tony Kemp's hugging guys for homers.
Hanging on to Gaddis. Yuli's got a sneaky, funny personality.
And a Pena.
There's the call strike. Reddick's just Reddick. I mean, that guy, you never know. Yeah, so it's fun. It's a good group. That's why it's interesting to watch a young player. As this ball's drilled to left field, Marcus Semien gets into this one off the top of the wall. That did not miss a home run by much. And Semien into second with a 1-out double. That is his 4th extra base hit in the last 6 at-bats.
And he is killing hanging sliders in this series. As good as Brad Peacock's slider can be, it can still flutter out over the plate a little bit, and that one almost got driven out of here. Right off the yellow line.
3 straight doubles for Semien of his hits. He was 0 for 2 prior to that. Here's Jed Lowry. Lowry reached base 3 times against his former teammate Lance McCullers. A couple of walks and an infield hit. Lowry becoming the 2nd Oakland A's second baseman to play in an all-star game. Guy the Astros fans are very familiar with, Bill Scrap Iron Gardner, the only other A's second baseman who appeared in an all-star game. 1-1 the count. Astros down 3. They've scored 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. 2-1. A's had bullpen action going last inning, and they continue to have bullpen action going. So see if Chris Bassett comes out for the 6th inning after throwing a lot of pitches the last 2 innings. Two and 2. Emilio Pagan warming up. Usually if you're throwing in this situation, it means you're coming into the game. On the ground, Altuve from shallow right field. His throw is a little wide, but Tyler White able to stay on the bag and get Lowry. Lowry almost beat that throw out.
This season you have more ways to watch the Astros than ever before. Download the AT&T Sportsnet app from iTunes or Google Play, or go to AT&TSportsnet.com to stream from your computer. Log in with your cable account information and you're all set. Available to customers whose TV subscription includes AT&T Sportsnet, subject to blackouts and territorial restrictions.
Here's Chris Davis. Takes a fastball for a strike. Davis thought that was either low or inside or both. Davis has a 2-run double. He's also grounded into a double play and grounded out to short. Foul back. It's 0-2. Peacock faced 3 batters in the 5th. Now facing his fourth batter in this inning. Ahead 0-2 on Davis. Peacock has faced Davis 7 times in his career. He's walked him a couple of times. But in the 7 at-bats, Davis 0 for 7 with 5 strikeouts, a lot on those sliders. There's that slider, but a little too far out to entice Davis. It's 2-2. Fastball deep to center field. Well struck. Springer all the way back. He's near the track. He reaches up. It's off the wall. George crashes into the wall. Davis heading to third. A run is in. It's now a 7-3 game as Chris Davis hits a triple, and we'll check on Springer's status. He seems to be okay.
Pretty aggressive attempt by George trying to pick up Brad Peacock. These Astro outfielders, they are relentless trying to go out there and pick these guys up. That one up in the air a long time. George gave it a very good effort, just out of his reach. That momentum taking him into that wall.
Well, Peacock will leave the game with Matt Olson due up. Lefty coming in and out of the bullpen. We'll be back after this. Presented by GulloAuto.com. Another big crowd here at Minute Maid Park. Sellout crowd, number 8 on the season. And that is because the replica rings were given out. So all these fans sporting some new hardware on their way home. Great crowds all homestand long. 34,585 last night. 41,654 on Sunday against the White Sox to wrap up that series. Here's Matt Olson in his first at bat facing Tony Sipp.
Tony Sipp out there after 24 games. He's got a 2.25 ERA, 18 strikeouts in 20 innings. Doing a good job against lefties, holding them to that 111 batting average. It's been a while since we've seen Tony. Just about a week. Last time he pitched was in Texas. Went a third of an inning.
Matt Olson down to the count 0-2. Sipp pitching for the first time in this homestand, and he gets a called third strike. 3-pitch strikeout of Matt Olson. Tony Sipp makes quick work to get through the 6th. It is 7-3 Oakland. History presented by Mercedes-Benz. Nolan Ryan striking out Danny Heap July 11th, 1985, 33 years ago today. What a moment. Nolan's like, yeah, got another one.
He's probably wondering why Beetle Bailey's bringing him the baseball out. He's like, son, you could have thrown it to me. Not one to celebrate too much, Nolan Ryan.
Crowd went nuts. The countdown was on. Nolan tossing that ball away.
Do you think Nolan told Mark Bailey that, hey, I've got a good 1,700 plus left in this arm. Let's not celebrate this one?
That's the crazy part. He had another 17-14.
That's unbelievable,
That's
man.
a good total for many pitchers in their career, 17-14.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Some high strikeout numbers. They've got a couple guys in their rotation. Justin Verlander's at 2,800. Into the game now is Emilio Pagan. 32 games this season, that 2-0 record. 240 batting average against. He's allowed 7 home runs.
Broken bat, slowly hit. Chapman comes off in front of the shortstop. That guy can play some third base. 1 out in the 6th.
Yeah, good way to get your defensive metrics up is just to be a ball hog. But a great play, run into his left.
So Yuli now 1 for 3, and that'll bring up Josh Reddick. Reddick's flied out to left a couple of times against the starter Chris Bassett. Bassett goes 5 innings, allows 5 hits. 3 runs, all of them coming, all the hits and the runs coming in the last 2 innings. Saw his pitch count go from 39 to 85 in 2 innings, so he's lifted from the game after 5. Up the middle, that's a base hit. Josh Reddick keeps that average going against his former team. 1 for 3 tonight. Again, batting .330 against the A's.
Slider ripped right back up the middle. It's a beautiful swing from Josh Reddick. We've seen a couple of rockets right back up the middle from Reddick in this series. And against a team like the A's that don't shift all that much, that's a traditional open area on a big league field.
Here's Evan Gattis. Gattis sends one high to left field. Did he get enough of it? Back is Canna. He just got under it. And Gattis kicks the base at first because he knew he didn't miss that one by much.
Gosh, he clipped that just a hair out in front, got under it. Matches from Supermo shows he got just underneath that baseball. That was a good swing. Nothing to complain about as far as that's concerned. It's just that contact point.
Here's Kyle Tucker. Kyle looking for his first hit tonight, a fly out and a ground out. Going back to your point on Verlander with the Nolan Ryan strikeouts. First of all, Verlander's idol growing up was Nolan.
Yep.
So coming over here to Houston now, he gets a chance to pitch in front of his idol. But if you're Justin Verlander, you're sitting with over 2,500 strikeouts now. If you doubled that, his total now, he would still need another 600 more strikeouts to catch Nolan.
It's unbelievable. I think I said 2,800 earlier, so it's 25. What's he sitting on?
2,576. And Nolan
said, nice to meet you. That's cute.
That's a good number. Try 57-14.
57-14. And even Burt Blyleven on there at 3,700 plus. I mean,
Yep.
that is a massive number.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, Verlander, and this is a strikeout era.
Yeah, right? Imagine what Nolan would be doing now, pitching 12 innings every night.
Oh, my goodness.
Throwing 200 pitches.
He faced the Rangers and the White Sox.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
The way they're striking out this year. Yeah, it's crazy. Those are numbers that are hard to imagine. If there's ever an era where a pitcher could think about catching Nolan, it would be this current era where there's so many strikeouts, but that is a massive, massive number. Three 3-0 the count to Tucker. Tucker will be selective here, you would think, with his team down 4. Oh, he pops one up. Shallow center. Who wants it? Near collision and leaping through the air to make the catch is Chad Pinder to take it out of the glove of Marcus Semien.
Brought to you by Kubota. Justin Verlander, we were just talking about those strikeout numbers that he has on his career. He's done a phenomenal job in an Astros uniform. 25 starts with that Houston Astros star on his hat. He is 14-4. That number could actually be better as far as wins are concerned, because that ERA at 1.85 is absolutely incredible.
Highest strikeout per 9 in his career. Never did that in any season with the Tigers. And he's going to get his final start before the All-Star break against his former team on Sunday. As we head to the 7th inning in the 7-3 game with Tony Sipp facing Matt Chapman. I think the Tigers might be in town already tonight. They played a day game today against the Rays in St. Petersburg. Were swept in that series against Tampa Bay and then flew into Houston tonight. They're probably already in town. They have the whole rest of tonight plus tomorrow off before they play the Astros on Friday. Astros with a day game tomorrow to wrap up this series against the A's. I got to think JV will be pretty pumped up to face the Tigers.
Yeah.
Just like Mike Fiers will probably be pumped up to face the Astros on Friday.
Well, he's going to be excited to get his ring.
That's right.
Finally.
He and Francisco Liriano will be, I believe, the last two to get their rings. The Tigers are the last team to come through Houston. And we're going to assume Nori Aoki has his ring at this point in Japan. Try and find out that answer. But either way, Fiers and Francisco Liriano will be starting the Friday and Sunday games against their former team from last year, the world champs. 2-1 the count to Chapman. Now it's 3-1. Sipp struck out Matt Olson on 3 pitches to end the 6th. Chapman has just one official at bat tonight, a sac fly. He was hit by a pitch and then he grounded into a fielder's choice. Three and 2. Tony's put together a nice season this year. Strong first half. Especially been filthy against lefties like Olson. He has held lefties to a 4 for 36 mark so far this year. Facing Chapman here with a 3-2 count. Fouled away.
Still don't want to be a catcher.
Try to hold up. Sip picks up a strikeout, though. Back-to-back strikeouts for Sip coming out of the bullpen. That's the first out of the 7th.
Thought that might have been the split, and it was. Mattress Firm Supermo confirming that for us. 3-2 split. Good action on it, tumbling down out of the zone. Chapman unable to make contact or hold up.
It's been a big pitch for him this year when he has bounced back from some struggles the last couple of seasons.
Well, that was the pitch that actually got him that contract to begin with. Another one.
Marcana way out in front.
This is the pitch to strike out Chapman. That's that. That is great rotation. And that's what creates that tumbling action.
.93 with a fastball, and we've seen that change up around the upper 70s, so he's got about a 12-13 mile an hour separation.
I think Tony wanted this one.
Canna gets the benefit of the call. He has a 1-1 count. Canna shifted over to left field when they moved Chad Pinder from left to right. Matt Olson entered the game. We find out that Stephen Piscotty has a left wrist contusion after being hit by a pitch by Lance McCullers Jr. in the 5th inning. Piscotty leapt in after running the bases and was thrown out at home plate. He left after that. Two and two.
There's that split grip and release. It's a great visual on it.
On the ground to third. Yuli Gurriel is there. And that's 2 away. Marwin Gonzalez not playing tonight. That's why Yuli's over at third and Alex Bregman is at short. And this is what happened to Marwin.
Yeah, that was a bad slide from Dustin Fowler, extremely late and going spikes into Marwin's left arm. Looked like it cut him up pretty good, but it was also that elbow, a little bit of contusion on that one, and definitely that left wrist. Probably woke up today and not feeling so good. Wow. Get off me. There's Marwin.
Good to see it's not wrapped up. That's a good sign.
Well, you don't usually wear TV tape if you're not on TV. He seems to be in good spirits.
Chad Pinder getting one in on the hands, fouled it off. Pinder gets his first start tonight of this series. The Astros wish he had another day off because he's been trouble tonight. A walk, a 3-run home run, and a single.
It's going to that split. It's been effective for him. Some just crazy drop on the split tonight from Tony Sip.
Looking from that far first base side of the rubber, and that one misses. It's 1-2.
Yeah, that one got away.
We could see the major league debut today of Cionel Perez added to the bullpen for the Astros. Swing and a miss. Tony Sip walks it off after a 1-2-3 7th. He struck out 3 of the 4 batters he faced.
It's your best guess at ATT Sportsnet SW. Operated at a high level. Shut down base runners. He tolls. Think about it. Tweet us. We'll let you know who it is in just a few. All right, bottom of the 7th here for the Astros. They're trying to get something going against the A's bullpen. Astros good late in games, but so are the Oakland Athletics. Check out the comparisons here from the 7th inning on. You can see some fireworks late in games between these two teams.
Let's hope so. Astros need to keep scoring runs in this game. They were down 6-0 at one point, made it a 6-3 game. It's now 7-3 as we head to the bottom half of the 7th inning. So 9 outs to work with, down 4. We have seen some great comebacks from the Astros all season long, and especially recently with walk-offs in 5 consecutive home series. Emilio Pagan in there for the 7th. Pagan took over in the 6th inning and allowed a hit. And nothing else as he faces Tip Fedorovich and then Tyler White in the top of the order. Astros only being out hit by the A's 7-6, but outscored 7-3. A lot of extra traffic on the bases early in this game with walks and hit batters. Fedorovich has struck out and flied out to right. Tony Sipp very good tonight. 3 strikeouts of the 4 batters he faced.
Looked great. Some great visuals on that split-fingered fastball that he comes with for the strikeouts too.
We may see the major league debut tonight of CNL Perez, who was just called up from AA Corpus Christi. The Astros sending last year's closer Ken Giles to AAA Fresno. Giles started the year as the closer, but Hector Rondon has been given the 9th inning more recently. 2-2 pitch grounded foul. For Giles, they're just hoping that ERA right around 5 is corrected while he's down at AAA. It's been a tough run for him.
Well, it's just interesting. You start to dig into the numbers, and not a lot of strikeouts per inning. Tony Sipp is now creeping back in there. He was the only guy that had a lower strikeout percentage than Ken Giles. And they want a guy who's going to be in the back end of that bullpen who can close out games with the swing and miss. Ken Giles wasn't showing that. We heard a lot of interviews with AJ Hinch talking about that slider. He wants improvement on that pitch. As you see the adjustment to the roster made, and CNL Perez out there getting loose, hopefully making his big league debut here tonight. But there were some things going on in the periphery with Ken Giles. We all know that. Everybody saw the replays. We can't ignore that might have encouraged the opportunity to have him go down and work on some things. So a lot of stuff to work on as far as baseball is concerned, and maybe some things internally for Ken Giles.
With Perez warming up while the team's hitting, we very well could see him tonight as it's 3-2 on Fedorovich, and he pops one up. Behind first base, Matt Olson is there. And that's one out. Pagan will now face Tyler White, who hit a home run his last time up. He has also walked. Last time we talked on a broadcast and you had breaking news, I think you followed up with McCannonball, but I think you actually have breaking news tonight.
Yeah, we just got word, and they made another announcement about the All-Star game, and it's not involving the final vote. It's involving the Home Run Derby, and it involves a guy who will be making his first All-Star appearance. Alex Bregman has taken the opportunity to be in the Major League Baseball Home Run Derby.
Team leader in home runs.
He likes the moment. That should be highly entertaining out there in Washington, D.C.
Tyler White takes one low. It's 1-1. Based on Julia's earlier report, does that mean in the Derby, every time he hits one, they've got to pause for the stare?
Yep. He's got to find that camera and give it the look.
Absolutely. You know, he said he might take part in that earlier today. I should have taken it more seriously in my All-Star interview. He did say that. He was saying things that he would look forward to when it came to the All-Star game and all the festivities, having the family around, and asked about the home run derby. And he said, well, I mean, I might be in the home run derby. And then laughed and kept going.
So he kind of dropped the scoop on you.
He broke his own news. All you got to do is listen to Bregman and follow Yuli Gurriel.
I was just going to say, it's surprising that Yuli didn't announce it.
He may have. We haven't been on his Instagram account during the game. A little check swing comebacker for the second out. Pagan's done a nice job. Yuli and Jose Altuve having a little discussion in this 7-3 game as White is the second out of the inning.
Freddie Freeman, Kyle Schwarber, Javier Baez. Let's see if we can find some more names in here.
I think Max Muncy's going to participate, even though he may or may not have been named. I didn't see who the extra player was in the National League. I know Gene Segura was for the American League. Reese Hoskins got it for the National League. So Muncy is going to participate in the home run derby. The former A. Oakland A's had him for a few years, and now he is tearing it up with the Dodgers. 2 outs, nobody on. George Springer takes a pitch up high. It's 1-1. No, good for Alex. His first multi-home run game in his career last night, and now he's going to the All-Star as a home run derby participant. Good thing he got that multi-home run game under his belt.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because there's not a lot of guys that are in the derby that have never had a multi-home run game. Alex getting his last night. Springer with a count of 2-1. Thing the A's have done very well is when they lead late in games, controlling that game till the final out. Last night, Blake Trinan blew his first save in 20 after 20 straight saves in a row, but that was in the 11th inning. When they lead after 7 or 8, they are undefeated this year. 2-2 pitches sent high in the air to center field. Going to send Fowler back. He has room and makes the play for the final out of the inning. Pagan a strong 2 innings, and we are still at a 7-3 score.
Bregman and Springer before the All-Star break. Tickets are still available at astros.com/tickets. The left-hander CNL Perez recalled and making his major league debut. His flight didn't leave until around 5 from Midland, so landed around 6:30 in Houston. At some point during the game, made his way out to the bullpen. And finally making his debut after putting on that Astros uniform here recently. Not able to get in. Got close. Got warmed up. But here he is on the mound in the big leagues for the first time, TK.
22-year-old out of Cuba makes his big league debut facing Josh Fegley. And the first pitch is a 97-mile-an-hour fastball that misses ball 1.
There you go. You got a pretty live arm in the young man.
Swung on and popped up. Tyler White is there. And on 2 pitches into his big league career, CNL Perez has his first out on a pop-up. Born in April in 1996, turning 22 during the season. Been used mostly as a starter at Corpus Christi, but he's also coming out of the bullpen a couple of times. Throws hard.
Yeah, he does. 97. Has a little wrinkle in there. That is a fired up young man. Not a big guy either.
5'11", 170.
That's heavier than I thought.
Here's Dustin Fowler.
There you go. There's a slider.
Wow. He can tell he is amped up right now. If you're the Oakland A's, you're sitting there thinking, man, do they have another one of these guys down there? Really? I got to face this guy right now. He's just 22 years old. Obviously, the Astros wanting to take a look at what he has out of that left arm. If he can throw strikes, this guy can get hitters out at this level. We've seen him excel at Quad Cities, Buies Creek, and Corpus last year, and then Corpus this season. Has a sub-2 ERA in the Texas League.
His strikeouts per 9 jumped to 10.93 this season in Double-A.
Three and two.
Didn't get the chase, but that was a pretty good slider.
Back to the middle where Bregman is. Shortstop makes the play. Out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for Perez.
That was a pitcher's pitch and a 3-2 count with velocity. Just keep an eye on those things as you watch CNL Perez introduce himself to the Astro fans.
Julia mentioned he was with the team earlier, but did not appear in a game. He was with the Astros when they were in Tampa Bay taking on the Rays. Actually warmed up one game, but never got in. Now seeing his first major league action facing Marcus Semien with 2 outs and nobody on. Two and 0. Some close pitches that are not strikes. It's 3-0 to Semien. Semien has walked, scored a couple of runs, also doubled. Has reached on an error. He's been on base 3 times tonight. There's a strike. CNL was signed in December of 2016, so last year his first professional season. And there's his first walk. 2-out walk to Semien, who's now on base for the 4th time.
A.J. Hinch getting him in there in a pretty thick part of this Oakland A's lineup too. Opportunity to face the All-Star Jed Lowry.
Yeah, not getting the bottom third of the order. He faced the number 9 hitter to start, but now getting the top of the order. Jed Lowry bats here. He's been on base 3 times. A couple of walks and an infield hit. Tried to hold up, and he goes around on 96. Hit hard past the diving Alex Bregman into left field. The A's with a couple of 2-out base runners, a walk followed by a single.
Four-seam fastball staying inside. Jed Lowry, all-star switch hitter, does a good job of hitting it hard back up the middle. A little bit of a situation here. Fedorovich and a couple of Spanish-speaking players out there maybe translating a little bit to help Cionel Perez get those signs down with the runner at second base.
Well, nothing like throwing him into a spot, like you said, although the Astros are down 4, not protecting a lead. But now he faces a guy who has hit more home runs than any other American leaguer since 2016. And that's Chris Davis. Swing and a foul tip caught by Fedorovich.
Change up at 88. Third pitch for Cionel Perez.
Strike called in the inside corner. He's ahead of Chris Davis, 0-2.
It's a luxurious zone for a rookie.
Davis doubled in 2 runs in the first inning, tripled in a run in the 6th. Down in, it's 1-2. Perez taking over after a strong inning and a third from Tony Sipp.
Pretty good job by Fedorovich. Last time he probably saw Cionel was in spring training.
Twenty pitches in his big league debut. He's thrown 10 balls and 10 strikes so far. 2-2 on Davis. Try to get him to go, and he goes around. Cionel Perez strikes out Chris Davis for his first major league strikeout. Then Fedorovich will keep that ball for him.
Nissan, these were your 3 clues. Thanks for turning in your answers on Twitter. Derek Bell is your Astro today.
Yeah, I got one.
Did you guys get it up there?
Are you kidding me? Operation Shutdown?
Plummer always gets it.
We get the Operation Shutdowns.
Plummer bats 1,000 with these.
You know what? I got stumped the other day with Cliff Johnson. That one got me good.
Well, guess who's leading off for the Astros? It's going to be the only American leaguer in the home run derby.
Interesting, isn't it?
It's only used to be split where you get half American leaguers, half national leaguers, but Alex Bregman, the only one of the 8 who is going to participate in the T-Mobile Home Run Derby in the 2018 All-Star Game, as we are getting the brackets for the Home Run Derby. But it's 7 national leaguers and Alex. By the way, it's Jesus Aguilar won the final player vote.
Gene Segura on the American League side.
Yep. Aguilar is going to be the #1 seed in the home run derby. Bregman will be matched up with Kyle Schwarber as the 4 seed versus Schwarber the 5 seed. So good luck to Alex. He'll represent the Astros and the American League in the home run derby.
He is going to enjoy every moment of that all-star experience first time out.
It'll be Monday night as he grounds one toward short. New pitcher for the A's is Ryan Dull, taking over here in the 8th, and he gets a ground ball out to start this inning. Second straight game we have seen Ryan Dull pitch. He was just called up after Frankie Montas started against the Astros on Monday. Montas was sent down and Dull was called up. Bregman now 2 for 4 with that ground out. Here's Jose Altuve. The other Astros who have participated in the home run derby include Glenn Davis, first one ever in 1989. 2 base hits, 1 to right. Out number 2. Glenn Davis participated as an Astro in '89. Jeff Bagwell. Baggy did it 4 different years: 94, 96, 97, and 99. One year that Baggy did not participate between the 97 and 99 seasons. Moises Alou was in there, 98. And then Big Puma, Lance Berkman, on the even years, 2002, 2004, 2006, and 2008. So Alex becomes the 5th Astro to participate in the home run derby. Doing a bracket challenge. I don't remember that in the past. Similar to the NCAA tournament.
Big wagers.
You can enter at MLB.com/bracket challenge to try and pick the correct brackets all the way through the finals of the home run derby. And all the seeds are based on the home run totals. So Alex of that group currently the 4 seed. That is set. Doesn't matter if the home run totals switch between now and Monday night. Alex will be the 4 seed. So 1-2 to count to Yuli Gurriel. It's now 2-2. Astros down 4. They have trailed this whole game after the A's scored 3 in the first. Up the middle, nice play by Dull. He knocks it down, recovers, and throws out Gurriel for the final out of the inning. 1-2-3 inning in the 8th.
Market regular season game live or on demand. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of the sale.
On we go to the ninth. Cionel Perez, who made his major league debut last inning, still out there for more. This is a guy that's been mostly a starting pitcher, so A.J. Hinch not afraid to use him for multiple innings tonight. Ground ball to the left side. The only one there is Yuli Gurriel. Makes the play and the throw. He's been pretty good over there since adjusting off of first base. One out in the inning. Cionel in his first inning of work allowed a hit and a walk, but struck out Chris Davis to end the eighth, his first career strikeout. Not a bad guy to have on your list for your first strikeout.
Not at all, especially in that situation too.
Here's Matt Chapman. Fastball at 96 for a strike. Chapman down to the count 0-2.
Pretty nasty movement. Change up, turned it over and got it down in the zone. Trying to speed him up with 97.
Not a big frame, but he's got some nasty stuff as we have seen.
It's a live arm.
With the possibility of Perez finishing off the ninth in this 7-3 game, AJ able to save some of the bullets in the other guy's arms in the bullpen. 0-2 pitch, just missed at the knees. 1-2. That was 97. Chapman just took it and hoped.
It's pretty consistent velocity out of that arm. Man, trying to get that call in the lower part of the zone.
A little flare into right. That's going to be a base hit. Chapman reaches with one out after he was almost struck out on a close pitch of the knees.
It's a good pitch. He ends up jamming Matt Chapman. Just a little bit of a drop shot out there in right field.
Here's Mark Canha. Canha 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Good pitch for a strike. Astros had won 9 of the 11 matchups against the A's coming into tonight. The A's led early and have never trailed in this game. Cionel Perez ahead 0-2. Perez lives in Tampa now. Actually a neighbor of where I used to live. He got to hang out after that series against the Rays when he was sent down for a couple of days. Stay at his own house. Generally you have about 48 to 72 hours to get to your destination. Chop towards third slowly. Yuli in foul territory. Tomorrow a day game, quick turnaround. We'll be started at 12:30 with our pregame show. Charlie Morton will be on the mound for the Astros. And even though he's not on the existing roster right now for the A's, they'll make a move after the game, and Trevor Cahill will pitch for them tomorrow. It'll be Charlie Morton's last start before the All-Star break. Tonight was Lance McCullers' final start before the break. And then 3 games with the Tigers beginning Friday. Perez in his last outing pitched 3 days ago. Threw 66 pitches out of the bullpen, covered 4 innings in relief. Pulls one foul, now fouls one the other way. Kid's been pounding the strike zone pretty well, especially this inning. One and 2 the count. Astros in the ninth need at least 4 at this point. Josh Reddick, Evan Gattis, Kyle Tucker due up for the Stros. Uncle.
Talked about him throwing strikes. 1-2 count. Plenty of foul balls from Mark Canha.
$11 foul balls off the A's bats of 37 pitches thrown by Perez. That one's outside. That's just the 3rd ball he's thrown this inning out of 19 pitches.
10 of those pitches to Mark Canha.
And just in case the pitch count gets a little unwieldy here in this 9th inning, Will Harris starting to warm up in the Astros bullpen. Foul tip caught by Fedorovich. That's the 2nd strikeout for Perez. He wins the 11-pitch battle against Mark Canha.
Elevated fastball. 4-seam delivery. Riding up in the zone, foul tipped into the glove of Fedorovich. Brent Strom out there to talk to him, maybe give Will Harris a couple extra pitches to get loose. Hit through that pitch so hard, blew out his necklace. Got to get some better gear up here in the show.
Stromy taking care of the necklace and giving him some advice. Stromy may have grabbed that necklace from him. He has.
Yep.
It's in his left hand. So he popped the necklace on a strikeout. Now face Chad Pinder.
It's an opportunity for one of the veterans with a large contract to hook up. See now Perez with the black diamond bling that we see a lot of these Astros wearing. Just saying. Throwing it out there.
Pitch is low for a ball 1-0. I thought you were going to say it's an opportunity for Stromy to sport a little bling for a little while until the game's over. (2-0). We'd love to see this 22-year-old get through this inning and not have to use Will Harris tonight, if at all possible. See the pitch count at 41. Up and in, 3-0.
Perez introducing himself to Chad Pinder, up and in, 96.
Perez had the separating hit in this game. Took a 3-0 game, turned it into a 6-0 game with a 3-run shot in the fourth. Four-pitch walk, and AJ Hinch does not want to put too many pitches on the young arm of Cionel Perez, so his major league debut will end after an inning and 2/3. He will leave with 2 runners on and 2 outs in the ninth, and Will Harris will be on the mound when we come back.
Making his first major league appearance, and the fans here at Minute Maid Park giving him a standing ovation. That was beautifully done. Perez did a good job going out there. He is responsible for those 2 runners out there, but AJ Hinch happy from what he saw out of that left arm of Cionel Perez. Now repair begins.
Will Harris takes over with 2 outs and 2 on in the ninth. That was a nice moment right there. Good job by the Minute Maid Park crowd here that have not had a lot to cheer about, as their Astros have been down most of the night. This ball lined into right field for a hit. Coming around third is Matt Chapman. The throw by Reddick is going to be late. Chapman scores on the RBI single by Fegley. And the A's add to their lead. It's now 8-3. Josh did everything he could.
I will go on Cionel Perez's ledger. Fegley just pokes it to right field. Josh Reddick did his best to get that out at home plate. The throw just a little too high for Fedorovich to go up and get and bring back down. It was almost a pretty good takeout slide of the umpire.
Called strike. Dustin Fowler bats. Now an 8-3 game. A's scoring another run in the ninth inning. They have now matched the Atlanta Braves for the most runs scored this season in the ninth inning. They scored 4 last night. Oakland now up to 49 runs scored in the ninth. Two and 1 the count.
Go, Will.
Will Harris pitched in the opening game of this series. Had a couple of walks with 2 outs. One of those 2 walks came around to score.
All kinds of repair work going on around here.
After the chain broke off Cionel Perez's neck with the strikeout, he walked the next hitter on 4 pitches.
Might be why we're seeing it doing such a quick repair job on that thing.
Fowler doesn't like that call. It's 2-2. Been a tough series for Dustin Fowler. 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts the first game, 1 for 5 game 2. And he is 0 for 5 tonight, and got a call that was maybe off a little bit on the outside corner against him. It stays 2-2. Continues to struggle with the right shin guard. Swing and a miss. Federovich will tag Fowler for the final out of the inning, but the A's tack on a run to their lead. It is 8-3 headed to the bottom of the ninth. Let's go places. And by Jack in the Box. Try the $4.99 Jack Spicy Chicken Club combo with toasted sourdough. 41,119 tonight. The 8th sellout of the year. Had our 7th sellout on Sunday to wrap up that series against the White Sox. Those fans have left in this Oakland A's 8-3 lead, but it was a good crowd tonight for our replica ring giveaway number 3. All the Astros are all-stars. A lot of good signs in the crowd tonight as Josh Reddick will lead things off. Reddick 1 for 3 tonight. It'll be Reddick, Evan Gattis, and Kyle Tucker. Facing a new pitcher for the A's, the left-hander Ryan Buchter.
21 games this season for Ryan. In those 21 games, he's only thrown 16 2/3 innings. Doing a good job against left-handers, holding them to a 143 batting average. Fastball, curveball, and a cut fastball.
Buchter, the 4th pitcher of the night for the A's. Oakland on the season, we mentioned, when they get a lead, they are tough to catch late. They are 35-0 and leading after 7 and 42-0 and leading after 8. Gurriel and CNL Perez, 2 guys from Cuba, talking things over after Perez's debut. On the ground to second. Lowry makes the play for out number 1. If you're wondering how unusual it is for the Astros to lose a game by 3 runs or more, it's pretty unusual, especially this year. In 1- and 2-run games this season, they are 22-22. So that means in games with 3 runs or more, they are 30-10 on the season when a game's separated by 3 or more. Tonight, though, they're on the wrong end of a 5-run game in the bottom of the 9th. Evan Gaddis fouls one back above our heads to the right. Evan just missed one last time up. Hit a deep fly ball to left field that he got under. Could have matched Alex Bregman with his 19th home run. Not a lot of offense tonight for Houston. They've managed 6 hits though, and 3 runs. 2 RBIs by Gurriel on a single in the 4th. Alex Bregman had a couple of hits and a run scored. Tyler White hit a solo home run. But White the only guy in the bottom 4 of the order. Gaddis, Tucker, Fedorovich, a combined 0 for 9. Bassett for 5, Emilio Pagan for 2, Ryan Dahl for 1, and now Buchter in the 9th. Gaddis gets under this one again. This one not quite as deep. In fact, the shortstop and third baseman went out there just in case Mark Cannon didn't see that. There's 2 away. The A's 1 out away from making the season series. 3 wins for the A's and 9 for the Astros. The splits have been a little unusual. The A's hold on here, and they're up 5 with nobody on base. It'll be 3-3 against the Astros at Minute Maid Park, and Houston has been 6-0 playing in Oakland this year. Kyle Tucker looking for his first hit tonight. Tucker faced the lefty Sean Manaea last night. Had a double. Was also hit by a pitch by Manaea. Now facing the lefty Buchter. On the ground up the middle, that's going to be a base hit. Kyle Tucker now 2 for 2 against lefties, and he keeps this game alive. For that base hit by Tucker, I was checking out his splits in Fresno, lefty and righty. Against lefties, he's hitting .306 at Fresno this year. Against righties, he's hitting .306.
Does a good job of keeping that front shoulder in, which is tough to do against left-handed pitchers.
Tim Fedorovich, the only hitter on the Astros roster who has faced Buchter before tonight. Sends one in the air to center field. Now drifts over towards right, and Chad Pinder puts it away for the final out. So the Oakland A's, who jumped out in front 3-0, made it a 6-0 game in the 4th. And they would never look back as they win the 3rd game of this 4-game series. They have now taken 2 of the first 3 with an 8-3 win tonight. We will have more with the post-game show coming up right after this.